There is no word for what we were to each other that morning, so I will have to build one out of smaller words. He was my family's murderer. He was, as of 1 hour ago, the only thing standing between me and my own death. Because whatever my mother had done, it had made him unable to let me die. My jailer and my shield, wearing the same cold face. I have had a year to find a word for that, and I still don't have one. I tested it that first day. Of course I did. I walked to the cliff edge above the churning gray water, and I leaned out over nothing, just to watch him. And he was there before I'd finished the thought, hauling me back by the cloak, snarling, his heart slamming so hard I could feel it through the thread. Don't, he said. You don't understand. If you go over, I feel it. All of it. And I laughed, an ugly cracked thing, and said, good, because if I could not have my family back, I could at least make the man who took them suffer for keeping me. It is not a kind thing to admit. Grief is not kind. But here is what unsettled me even then, even hating him. He did not act like a monster. A monster would have been glad of the power, a witch he could steer, a leash in his hand. He acted like a man who had woken up, chained to a corpse he'd made. He would not look at me. He lit no fire the first night, though the cold was brutal, until I was shivering. And then he lit one, furious with himself, and threw his own coat at me without a word, and sat as far from the warmth as the thread would let him. We could not stay. I breedies. A murdered coven leaves a silence on the moor that other things come to investigate, and the man had killed my family under someone's orders, which meant someone would come asking why the last ashvale was still breathing. So we went, north into the bracken and the bog, two enemies who could not be more than 30 feet apart without the thread pulling tight enough to hurt. 30 feet. That was the whole size of my world now. 30 feet, and him always in it. On the second night he spoke, unprompted, to the fire. I have a name, he said. Silas. In case you'd rather curse me by it than by you. And I said nothing, because giving a witch your name is a foolish thing, and he clearly didn't know that, and I filed it away like a blade. He caught the look. You can't use it against me, he said tiredly. The brand, iron in the blood. That's why they chose me for your family. Nothing your kind does touches me. A pause, and something moved behind the gray. It's supposed to make me untouchable. Your mother touched me anyway. I've been trying to work out how a dying woman did the one thing my whole order says is impossible. And then, far off across the moor, a sound that stopped my breath. Horns! Not hunting horns for deer. The low, iron, 3-note call I had heard exactly once before, the morning they came for us. The iron order, coming for the last of the line they'd sent this man to erase. Silas went very still, listening, and I watched the confusion cross his hard face. That's a retrieval call, he said slowly. Not a kill call, a retrieval. What does that mean? I said. And he turned to me, and for the first time there was something in his eyes that was almost fear on my behalf instead of his own. It means they don't want you dead. He said it like it made no sense, like the ground had tilted. Isolde, we do not take witches alive, ever. It's the first law of the order. You put them down where they stand. The horns sounded again, closer. So why in every hell are they coming to take you alive? Part 3, tomorrow.